To the 11 doctors who already fell, and those around the world. The nameless, faceless, fearless frontliners who are trying their best to help us all. The nurses, the tanods, the law enforcement, the LGU personnel, the barangay officials, LGU officials, and to those who are still fighting for us, maraming, maraming, maraming salamat po. To the victims, my deepest condolences to you and your family, and to those affected. This is no longer a yellow-tarred versus Duterte issue, a Lenny versus Duterte issue, a China versus Philippines or US issue. This is a humanity issue. Now, if we do not learn our lessons today and be kinder to one another and take care of each other, imagine the future of pandemics. This will not be the last.
It was easy to catch me with your big brown eyes and the way you smile.
Hi, my name is Patrick, and this is Pat Talks, Lone Wolf edition of Anything Under 3 Stars in the Sun, brought to you by Pinoy Matters TV. Episode 15. Episode 15. Actually, dapat kung tutusin episode 17 to eh. Just clearing my throat. Relax lang. I'm fine. Actually, dapat episode 14 was ABS-CBN. I was NU VFA. I was starting to research on that, and I was recording ABS-CBN shutdown. And then biglang nagsimula itong Covid-19. Itong problema natin ngayon. Oh my God. It is scary, right? It is scary. Anyway, all right. So we cut that out muna because COVID-19 is a little more pressing. And hindi ako nag-record kagad ng ating podcast dahil kumbaga kumuha muna tayo ng information before saying something, including inintay ko muna yung late na briefing ni Presidente Duterte last night, March 31. Na late na nagsimula. 4 o'clock daw magsisimula. Gabi na nagsimula. Anyway. Alright. On that note, I do not blame the President for this. For whatever it is we're experiencing, no one on earth could have ever predicted this and knows how to deal with it. Kahit US, Italy, France, Germany, Korea, Japan, China, lahat talagang blanco. We were all caught by surprise. Now, we will not deal with saan ba talaga nanggaling yan. Marami pang conspiracy theories yan eh. Galing daw sa Wuhan, China, etc. Kesyo meron daw biotech lab, bioweapons lab doon, blah, 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 blah. Until, something is proven there, well, speculation lang. What we have right now, ang pinakamabigat nating kalaban is we have confidence issues. Confidence in the government itself. Now, okay, please approach this podcast with an open mind kung Duterte ka or whatever, or you support the president. Listen to what I have to say first. Again, I do not blame the president for this. I believe he's trying his best to cope. Okay? It doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you are. We all need direction. Okay? We are now under lockdown and we can't just stay on lockdown indefinitely. Tapos lockdown lang, hindi pwede yun. What we need is more briefings from the president. Ano ba mga plano? Okay. Love him or hate him, tignan mo yung ginagawa ni Trump. Almost every day, meron siyang briefing sa White House, sa kung ano yung mga updates, ano yung mga ginagawa niya and stuff. So, the American people are more confident. So with other leaders, I wish the president will do the same. I don't know what the message is, but in times of crisis, mas magandang nakikita natin siya. The problem with this administration has always been messaging amid good intentions and plans. We'll get to that in a few, no? Uh, naglabas daw ng 200 something, 200 billion ba o 200 million pesos si Presidente, yung emergency funds niya. And we don't know where it's going except bibigyan daw ng pera ang ating mga mahihirap. Paano naman yung mga taxpayers? That's another issue. Pero parang, okay, yun na yun. Yun na yun. Alright. There are three things we will be dealing with today. We will be talking about. Number one, tatlo lang naman yung main issues eh. What are we dealing with in COVID-19? How are we today? Yung kalagayan natin bilang naka-lockdown. We're not going to talk about, yung mga sinasabi ng mga DOH, marami na yan eh, clean your hands, etc., etc. Kung if you're not exercising precaution now, huli ka na sa balita. Ang dami niyan online na tipong paano, how you take care of yourself. And last but not the least, how we will be tomorrow, the future of our nation. Okay? But before that, I would like to talk to you about our very first sponsor. Right. Meron na sponsor. Amid the crisis, may sponsor. Your Menok. Your Menok. Taken from Yorme. Okay? I understand the owner of Your Menok is a good friend of Yorme Isko Moreno. Alright. Our very first sponsor. Magandang story niya, and let me tell you a little bit about it. Meron siyang existing negosyo, which is Dolores, na temporarily nag-shutdown. But, yung kanyang mga crew, I'm fine again. Yung kanyang mga crew refused to quit. Okay, they refused to quit. Okay, they got together and talked about it, and they want to fight the problems we have today with, especially yung ayaw nila mawalan lang ng trabaho or mawalan lang ng negosyo, and they went on fighting, and Your Menok was born. Okay, very nice story. I suggest you support them. Marami silang masarap na produkto, yung kanilang crispy liempo, crispy chicken, crispy pata, and parang yung crispy lechon nila. Okay, pero ang kanilang signature ay binusog na manok. It's lechong manok with fried rice, chicken fried rice inside. Lupet ah. I tried it and it's very good. Yung juices ng manok napunta doon sa rice, very innovative. Okay, they deliver. The numbers to call would be, or text would be 0956-413-4129. At ang kanilang mga presyo are very affordable. They deliver all over Metro Manila. And their head office is at Anakbayan, Corner Quirino, sa Dolores. Okay, sa may Manila yan. Okay. Tuloy ang laban. Bilib ako sa inyong fighting spirit amid the crisis. Now, on with the topics. What are we dealing with? COVID-19, aka novel coronavirus, also known as technically 2019-nCoV. It is a strain of SARS, if I'm not mistaken. All right. It's an infectious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2. If you remember last year, a couple of years ago, yung SARS, kung paano kumalat yan sa Hong Kong, pretty much is another strain of that. From what I know, we've always had coronavirus. It's just there. Iba-iba lang na strain. Latest na nabasa ko, there are 8 strains. Imagine that. Sabi ko sa inyo, this will not be the last. Common symptoms include fever. Wala ko nun. Cough. And shortness of breath. Other symptoms may include muscle pain, um, sputum production, diarrhea, sore throat, loss of smell, abdominal pain, etc. Okay? While majority of the cases result in mild symptoms, some progress to pneumonia and multi-organ failure. Okay? I will be showing, no, I will not be showing, I'll be giving you a link as to kung ano yung video that will explain to you further, because this is not a science podcast, or I don't pretend to be an expert on it, kung paano umaatake yung yung COVID-19 sa ating katawan. Right? The virus is mainly spread during close contact via respiratory droplets produced when people cough or sneeze. Okay. People may also contract COVID-19 by touching a contaminated surface and then their face. Diba sabi nga lagi sinasabi, don't touch your face or wash your hands before touching your face. Good luck sa ating lahat. It is most contagious when people are asymptomatic, although the spread may be possible before symptoms appear. We'll discuss symptomatic later. Napakadelikado niyan. Now, what are the characteristics of this virus? Number one, it is not airborne. Okay? Pag sinabi mo kasing airborne, lumilipad siya ng kusa na may pakpak. Ang langaw, airborne. Ang COVID-19, hindi. They get transferred through droplets. They travel through, kunyari, moisture ng pananalita mo, or whatever, or, any fluid exchange, or you come in contact with any bodily fluid, pretty much yun. Okay? But it's not airborne as in tipong lumilipad siya na parang may pakpak. No, it's not. Okay. The virus supposedly can live on surfaces up to 72 hours. Time of exposure to onset of symptoms is generally between 2 and 14 days with an average of 5 days. Okay, hindi mo na nga nakikita, ang tagal pa niyang mabuhay. At natatransfer siya through tao. Unless nakatira ka sa isang isla, di ba, na walang ibang kausap doon, everybody can get infected. Okay, another characteristic will be it spreads rapidly, faster than any government could react. Any government with all its money and technology. Ganun siya kabilis. Okay, kasi simple na lang example, hindi mo alam na meron ka. You come in contact with people, kaya nga nire-recommend yung social distancing. Social distancing, di ba? You come into contact with people, okay, blah, blah, blah. You talk, you touch, whatever, malamang nahawa na yun. And most likely, baka hindi pa rin niya nararamdaman yung mga symptoms, so uwi yan. Pag uwi niya, dala-dala niya na-spread niya na sa bahay, o kaya, nagsasalita ka, or whatever, bumahin ka, tumama sa, dumadaan lang, tumama sa t-shirt niya, wala na siyang alam, kahit hindi mo kinausap. Pag uwi niya, pagtanggal niya ng t-shirt niya, bago laban yun, hahalik sa mga bata, yun na. Okay? And COVID-19 is not already, nung nagsisimula ito, sabi nila, ang most vulnerable are senior citizens. Natural lang yun. Ang senior citizens natin are vulnerable to a lot of diseases. Pero, ang COVID-19, walang nirerespetong edad. Okay? Don't get that, impression na dahil bata ka, hindi ka tatamaan. There's no such thing. Okay. Strictly speaking, viruses cannot die. They only become dormant. Okay? For the simple reason that they are not alive to begin with. Hindi siya yung tipong parang langgam or ipis or whatever. Hindi. Okay? It takes over your system at nagkakaroon siya ng sariling buhay from that. Okay? It may remain dormant on table surfaces or whatever for long periods of time until you touch it and then you touch your face and then nagkakaroon siya ng buhay. Pero hindi siya strictly speaking buhay na organismo. Okay? Viruses cannot thrive independently. Hindi siya yung tipong lalagay mo lang dyan, forever na siya mabubuhay, hahanap siya ng kakainin. That's not how it works. Instead, they invade the host, an organism, hijack their genetic instruction, meaning, pag kumapit siya sa'yo, okay, kokopyahin niya yung kung ano yung meron ka sa cells at doon siya mabubuhay. Okay? And you know, how do you fight that? How do you detect it? Okay. There are 3 ways of detecting it, yung mga tests. Number 1, the standard method of diagnosis is by reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction, RRT-PCR, from a nasopharyngeal, basahin nyo na lang. Basahin nyo na lang, ilalagay ko dyan. And we'll discuss that in a few, that's very important. RT-PCR, okay, very good. Infection can also be diagnosed from a combination of symptoms, risk factors, and chest CT scan. Pag nagde-deteriorate na yung lungs. Okay. Showing features of pneumonia. And of course, yung rapid 15-minute testing. That's 3. Yung last 2, malalaman mo lang siya kung meron ka na, magiging effective lang siya pag meron ka na. Okay? Yung testing. May sakit ka na, titignan lang kung either common cold or flu or influenza or Covid-19, doon lang niya lang makikita. Pero yung PCR, it detects it before you show manifest symptoms. Okay? That's the main difference. So yung mga 15-minute testing, we'll discuss that in a few. I'll give you the details of that. Treatment. For most viral infections, treatment can only help with symptoms while you wait for your immune systems to kick in. Ibig sabihin niya, palalakasin lang yung immune system mo until makalaban yung katawan mo. Okay? And there are drugs already available for that. Okay? We'll take that. We'll go into detail later. Kapit lang mga kapatid. Antibiotics do not work on viral infection. Ang kailangan ay antiviral drugs. To which wala pa. Vaccines can help you from getting getting future infections. Only vaccines can help. Okay? And wala pa rin. Wala pa vaccine, bagong strain. Pag may bagong strain ng virus, kahit luma na yan, kailangan ng bagong vaccine. Okay? Alright. As of March 31, as of March 31, I will be displaying the stats. Confirmed, PUI, PUM, recovered, and death. And we are now entering the 3rd week of our enhanced community quarantine. Alright. Okay? Now, ano ba ang PUI para sa kalinawan lang natin? Ang PUI is a person under investigation, meaning people with COVID-19 like symptoms but unconfirmed infection. Individuals who had contact with confirmed cases and are displaying some symptoms, or they can be people who were hospitalized with severe pneumonia without a different explanation. Okay? Infected ka na. Okay? Dapat ka nang i-hospital or ipapalakas ka na ng immune system while waiting for your turn. Okay? Persons under monitoring. PUM. People with no COVID-19 symptoms but who have been in contact with someone who is a PUI or confirmed to have the virus. This a PUM is monitored until they have gone through a period of time without developing symptoms. Therefore, they're self-quarantined. Now, let me tell you a story. Ito yung mga nangyayari sa ating mga frontliners na tinatawag. Yung ating mga barangay staffers and tannods na kahit wala pa silang simptomas at nagsisilbi pa sa atin, they are already persons under monitoring. Dahil, remember, mabilis makahawa pero hindi pa lumalabas kaagad yung symptoms. Or baka wala. They may be healthy. Okay? Ganon din yung ating mga doktor tsaka yung ating mga nurses. All of them are already persons under monitoring. Okay? Kaya yung ginawa ni Senator Coco sa SNR, kahit wala pang sakit yung mga tao doon or wala pang naramdaman, self-quarantine ang solusyon dyan for a period of time, and wala silang nararamdaman, walang symptoms, whatever, then malamang they're healthy. Asymptomatics, now ito ang pinaka-delikado and I'll explain later. An infected person producing zero symptoms. Yun ang asymptomatic. Infected ka, wala ka pang simptomas, magkakaroon ka pa lang. Or, lumalaban na yung malakas kang tao, lumalaban na yung yung system mo at hindi ka magkakaroon ka lumalaban na yung immune system mo, hindi ka magkakasakit until later. Okay? Now, it's not a guarantee na magkakasakit ka kung asymptomatic ka kasi kung malakas naman ang immune system mo, then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Now, I'll be recommending a video for you to search on YouTube. It's very useful. The title is called How COVID-19 Kills. I'm a Surgeon and why we can't save you by Dr. Duc V. Vong. Okay? I'll be showing you the link here. I'll be showing you the title, search nila sa YouTube. I suggest you read it if you want, you watch it para mas maintindihan nyo kung paano ba pumapatay ang COVID-19. Huwag kayo matatakot, intindihin nyo lang kung bakit ganun kagrabe ang COVID-19. Okay? Grabe. I've seen it. It is scary, pero now that I'm more informed, pretty much I know how to deal with it. Okay? Panoorin nyo. I recommend you watch it. Now, how are we today? Andali, tignan ko lang yung camera natin kung nagro-roll pa. Okay. We are now under extreme enhanced community quarantine. Ulitin ko, the president is not to blame for this. Nobody knows how to deal with it. Now, let's go with messaging issues. Ano ba ang issues? Messaging. I believe it was not communicated properly, but here's how I understand why the barangays, remember yung unang press briefing niya, barangays were first tasked to control the spread. Okay, to first police all of us. Bakit? Here's how I understand it, but it was not explained. If in case there's an outbreak in a particular barangay lang, di quarantine the barangay, lock down the barangay only, and then the rest of the country can function. And that would be a lot easier. Diba? Give the resources to the local government units, yung mga mayors, governors, etc. And then, para ma-address yung needs ng barangay and treat the infected. Para hindi dumadagsa lahat ng may sakit sa ospital, lalo na yung mga hindi naman kailangan pumunta ron. Natatakot lang. Okay. Now, do you think that's good, di ba? Do you think that's good? I think it's a good plan. I don't know what happened, kung bakit hindi na press, kung bakit ganun ka-importante yun. Sinabi lang, oh, you LGU, yung mga barangay captain, kayo ang in charge, blah, blah, blah. Police these people, wag palabasin, etc. Magbigay ng curfew, etc. Okay? Why? Why? Importante yun eh. Para pati yung mga barangay captains na bibigyan ng direksyon kung bakit at gaano ka-importante yun. Okay. Now, during the start of this, a big issue that I can see here is that people take the barangay for granted. Lagi ko naririnig yan. Barangay lang yan. Alright. Barangay lang yan. Wala yan. It's the usual mentality. Okay. I hear this also dahil ako po ay, kung di nyo natatanong, ako po ay paminsang-minsan naglilingkod sa ating barangay. Okay? If you want to know in what capacity, hindi po ako elected. If you want to know in what capacity, send me a message. I'll tell you what I do in the barangay. Okay? At naririnig ko sa, wala yan, bali wala yan, barangay lang. Barangay lang yan. Okay. Little did you know, all of you, that if in case there's an actual threat by a foreign entity, ibang bansa na nag-invade, the barangay is actually the first line of defense. Okay? Situations will be assessed per barangay by the national government. Now, palitan mo yung mentality na yun sa disease, it's the same thing. Okay? And from there, the national government will plan a viable defense. That's how it works. So, ang barangay, respetuhin natin ang barangay, hindi barangay lang yan. Katulad niyo, sa mga nakikita natin mga relief goods, saan ba pinadadaan? Sa barangay din. Okay? From mayors to barangays. Some local government officials don't actually get it. Gusto nila dumadaan pa rin kay mayor yung mga whatever, I don't know, probably for politics. My theory is, baka may biglang barangay captain dyan na sumikat and they're threatened. Ewan ko lang. Pero dito sa amin, yung mayor namin is very good, very organized. And everything is going down from the city government to the barangay level, and yung barangay ang kumikilos. And that's how it's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. Kaya ang barangay, hindi barangay lang yan. Bigyan natin ng importansya ang barangay. They are our frontliners today. Okay? Now, part of the frontliners, hindi yung mga may hawak na Manila paper. Na ano daw sila. Part daw. See what I mean about messaging? Ang pangit ng itsura, di ba? We did not, we went to work so you can stay. Yung, alam niyo yun, di ba? Yung may hawak ng Manila paper pa, sa laki ng budget niyo, Manila paper pa. Tapos yung naka-print. Ay. Okay. Second issue about messaging. I don't understand why there's a need for soft language. Okay. For those of you who know me and those of you who've watched some of my videos, alam nyo hindi ako progressive na tao. I'm old school that way. I say it like it is. Hindi na yung patumpik-tumpik pa natin pong kung ganun. I call it as I see it. Okay? And now, this extreme enhanced community quarantine should have been a lockdown from the very beginning. Okay? Kasi if lockdown na from the very beginning, by this time, 3 weeks later, we're all used to it. And of course, dapat may guidelines na talaga. Hindi yung guidelines came in later, 'di ba? Hindi lang basta sige, community quarantine tapos maya-maya yung mga guidelines. Hindi ganoon. Dapat pulido na yan the moment lumabas sila, lockdown na, and then may guidelines na, curfew na, nationwide. The mentality of Filipinos kasi, as we all noticed with kids, after you raise your sinela several times and you don't hit, the kids think you're bluffing. They're smart enough to think that you're bluffing until you actually hit. Okay? And that's the only time we learn. Most, if not all of us, remember yung first time tayo napalo. Diba? And we learn from that. So, the lockdown is already imposed. The PNP and the military could just augment the enforcement, and people could be disciplined right there and then. Okay? Halimbawa, nung time ng martial law, marami napalo nun. We all remember that. Marawi, we all remember that. And I believe we're approaching martial law soon. Bakit kamo sa tigas kasi ng ulo nyo? Sa tigas ng ulo, well, sama ko na sarili ko, nating lahat. Okay? And this is for our own good. Okay, daily, magbukas ka lang ng social media. We see pictures of people still not following the quarantine, not following social distancing. Why? Siguro kailangan mapalo muna. Don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Kasi again, remember yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, nakakahawa talaga, nasa labas ka pa, hindi ka pa nagpa-practice ng social distancing. Naman. What do you expect when you go home to your barangay or your house or your neighbor or whatever? Minsan, alam naman natin ng mga mahirap. Minsan, dingding lang ang pagitan. Minsan, wala pa eh. Diba? We all know this. Okay. A couple of more issues. Decisive action should be taken, should be done immediately. I'm sure governments, state heads have advanced information about everything. If you don't believe that, nagkukwentuhan yan, nag-uusap yan, you're deluding yourself. Okay, sabihin lang natin di sila nag-usap. PTV4, DOTC, and TRCV has a room where all TV channels are there being monitored. Okay? And none of them saw what's happening all over the world para mag-report sa presidente. Okay. Couple of more questions. And merong headlines pa nito recently in the middle of our enhanced community quarantine. Imagine that, yung enhanced community quarantine, kaya nga enhanced community quarantine para per barangay ang lockdown. Hindi eh. Tigas kasi ng ulo eh. But anyway. I don't know why planes are still allowed to come in. Your guess is as good as mine. Ibang usapan yung mga supplies at saka yung mga medical equipment if diyon. Passenger planes. Foreigners are still allowed to go through immigration even after a few days from the lockdown or quarantine or whatever it is you call it. Pinoy is okay lang, kailangan umuwi. Pero yung mga foreigners, naman. Today, we've seen the president only 3 to 4 times since the whole thing started. First was the quarantine announcement, tasking the barangay captains. Next was the Luzon lockdown. The next was when he praised the doctors, reminding the LGUs to take cues from the national government. And last night, yung sinabi niyang meron siyang 200 billion, huwag daw tayo matatakot, meron siyang 200 billion pesos ready funds for all of us, for yung mga mahihirap na walang pera, etc., etc. And he warned the LGUs, okay, na hindi gumagawa ng tama. Okay, ganito. Bitin ako doon sa press briefing niya, and it's How else do you call it? Bitin. What we need right now are doable plans. Okay? Lockdown. Ano bang nangyayari? The economy is at a standstill and everybody is losing money, their jobs, manpower, and resources. Why do we need the lockdown? Ito yung sinasabi lang narinig niyo lagi, to flatten the curve. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng to flatten the curve? Okay, here's a diagram. The y-axis is the daily number of cases of number of people who have the disease. Okay, the x-axis is the number of days since the first case. Okay, number of tao, number of days. Okay, the high red, lagi nyo nakikita to everywhere. Sa mid. The high red curve. I'm fine. I'm fine. The high red curve is the no restriction curve. Ibig sabihin, everybody goes out, whatever yung gusto nila, walang restriction, walang lockdown, etc., etc. The dotted line that you see is the medical capacity, the masks, the kits, the beds, ventilators, all the things needed, including medical personnel. Everything needed to treat the virus. What do you think will happen sa red curve? Overwhelmed ang ospital, masyadong maraming mamamatay. Diba? Okay. Now, here's how we flatten the curve. The yellow curve. This is what's supposed to happen when we stay home, wash our hands, etc., etc., social distancing and cleanliness, and all the reminders that you know. Okay? Na nakikita nyo, may mga bago pa nga, wash your feet, wash your shoes, leave your shoes outside, etc., etc., etc. Okay, that's the yellow curve. Now, what are the problems with this? Now, the problems with this is, yung dotted line, nasaan ba yan? Nandyan ba? O nandito? If the medical capacity is not over or near the yellow curve, lockdown will not matter because the same number of people are going to die. It only takes longer and slower. Since the only thing we know right now are the hospitals are overwhelmed, we need the government plan in order to know this data. Okay? Sick versus medical capacity. Ilan ba may sakit versus yung medical capacity? Dapat alam na natin ito eh. Dapat kasama sa NSO yan. Okay? And how do we raise it? Okay? From that level to yung level na pinapakita. We may have the data on how many hospitals and beds and ventilators we have, but as to number of people needing treatment, we don't. We don't have that number. Okay? People under monitoring, wala halos effect yan dahil it could be anyone. These people also compete with other non-COVID patients. Di ba? Okay. Ibig ba sabihin, COVID na lang na lahat? Wala nang may cancer, wala nang may TB, wala nang may heart problems, wala nang may lung problems, wala nang broken bones, wala na. They are competing for resources. Kaya importanteng alam natin yun. Since we know that this disease is highly transmissible, and deadly, we need to produce whatever we need to do to increase the capacity para hindi may pinauuwi courtesy of Joy Belmonte. That information, hindi naman siya nagpauwi, but that information courtesy of Joy Belmonte. Have you heard any plans to raise this from the government? The masks, the test kits, the beds, the ventilators. Wala. Wala tayong narinig na ganun. Kaya sa remember messaging. Okay. But, okay. Alright, the story of the chart doesn't also end there. Usually, yan lang ang nakikita nyo. Yung yellow and yung red. But it doesn't end there. Time travels forward. What happens if, and in all likelihood, na mapapakawalan tayong lahat from our lockdown? Pwede na tayo pumasok, manood ng sine, etc., etc., etc. Paano yung mga asymptomatics? Okay, na naka-lockdown? They will infect the healthy ones, which is the larger chunk of the society. You're looking at a bigger spike. Then what? Lockdown na naman? Ano ba plano natin? Kung wala tayong plano, ano ginagawa natin dito? Pinatatagal lang natin yung panahon. Nagbibilang tayo ng oras. Walang plano eh. Lockdown is fine, even martial law is fine, provided we can see the plan para lang madisiplina tayong wag lumabas habang ine-execute nila yung plano. Okay? So if in case magkaroon uli ng spike or may bagong virus na naman, we don't end up where we started. Diba? While the government cannot control naturally the rate of transmission, it can control the rate of production of things needed to help fight. The fourth problem, at what cost? Third week of lockdown has rendered the economy dead. We can't do this indefinitely. This is a stopgap measure, a band-aid solution for the next wave or new waves. If that's the case, where will we get the money to increase the capacity when everything's been given away? Like, saan tayo kukuha ng pera? Yung parang pinamimigay mo parang lasing na tiyuhin mo ng Pasko. Pagising kinabukasan nakaganon, saan napunta pera ko? Di ba? While this is all well and good to help yung ating mga maralitang kapatid, di ba? Food packs, monetary aid, bigas to the less fortunate, this cannot last for a few more weeks. May limit yan. And at the same time, kailangan pa rin tugunan yung iba, yung ibang mga pangangailangan. Alright. Let's talk about the economy. Nabanggit na rin lang naman. Yesterday was payday. Rents are also due. Bills would have to be paid. Tuition fee will be due. People will lose jobs. Although, merong mga, di ba, nagsabi na, sige, hindi na muna kami maniningil, etc., etc. O sige, pwede nang i-defer na muna yan. But you still have to pay it. When will you pay? Up to when yung bibigay sa mga maralitang mga 8,000, 5,000, I don't know. Hanggang kailan yun? Forever? Big and small businesses cannot continue to pay off their employees who are put on leave, yung mga work from home, without a stream of income coming in. Remember, the whole world is on a standstill. Walang production, walang work because everybody's trying to fight this invisible terrorist. Income would have to come in para makapagpasweldo. Then what? And then, sige, pag pinakawalan tayong lahat, pasok tayo lahat sa trabaho, sige, okay na ba? May babalik na ba economy? No. Losses would have to be recovered. How? Interest rates. Yung mga interest, babalik. Okay, sabihin na natin yung mga produkto, pareho ang presyo. But in order to maintain that, you have to lay off people. Ganun talaga, that's economics. You can't just keep on paying people tapos hindi pa bumabalik yung dati mong benta. Okay. Say, sabi ng government, sige, we will not bawal mag-terminate ng tao, etc., etc. O sige, di tataas natin yung presyo para mariku yung losses. And then, who can afford it? Diba? Who can afford it? You tell me. Okay, the government comes down again. Yun naman ang magaling sa gobyerno, pwedeng mag-regulate. Sabi ng gobyerno, price freeze. Price freeze ka na, may losses ka pa, may empleyado kang pinapasweldo na hindi mo pwedeng i-terminate, magsasara ka. The inflation will be unimaginable. Now, maybe we can soften the blow with concrete plans because plans will create confidence. Concrete, solid plans na may direction on how we can take care of our people, the sick, or those who will be infected, para hindi natatakot lumabas ang mga tao. Okay? And this is the plan we're looking for. What plans? If the only things we have are lockdown, quarantine, lockdown, tuwing may mangyayari, it will make no difference to the economy. Titigil yung economy. It doesn't work that way. We cannot have people going into social distancing again for long periods. This could never happen again. Aside from being maddening na nakakabaliw dito sa bahay, it will kill every opportunity we will ever have for economic recovery. Okay? That explanation was something I watched from Ben Shapiro. I will also place a link here kung anong episode ng YouTube for you to appreciate kung ginawa ko lang Pilipinas. Pero yung kanya kasing explanation is is American. Sa US, yung kanyang explanation. Nilagyan ko lang ng Filipino twist. Okay? Pero pretty much the same. Ang economy naman, economics, hindi naman nagbabago ng nationality. It's the same. Okay. Now, here's an article by Maria Cecilia Lim, MD, FSP, anatomic clinical pathologist. I read this online, March 21, 2020. There are two types of, kadiba kanina 3. Okay, let's boil that down to 2 kasi yung chest x-rays, kailangan naman on both, yung type 2, tsaka yung first type, tsaka second type, kailangan ng chest x-rays yan. Alright. There are two types of test kits. The polymerase chain reaction or PCR. Basahin nyo na nga lang. Complicated how it works is a little too complicated for one explanation. Masyadong mahaba yan. But tignan nyo na lang online, Google nyo na lang. But it is the gold standard kung paano dinadiagnose ang COVID-19 infections. The method detects the presence of COVID-19 virus in the body so that tests becomes positive earlier or even before symptoms begin. Okay? Ang lalabas lang doon, meron o wala ka. Okay? Lalo sa mga asymptomatics. Which is also available in select hospitals like RITM and St. Luke's Medical Center. Sila lang ang meron nun. At mahal to mga kaibigan. Mahal. Okay, number 2, yung pinaka-popular na 15-minute test kits, the rapid test kits, 15 minutes. By the way, yung PCR method, araw ang binibilang before you could be positive or negative. Baka by that time, na lumabas yung results mo negative ka, positive ka na dahil lumalabas ka rin. Di ba? Stay at home. Di ba? Okay, 15 minutes rapid test, on the other hand, detects antibodies the bodies has developed after the virus enters the body. Lagi yan. Yung defense mechanism ng katawan mo will produce antibodies. Okay? Pag masyadong maraming, malamang may infection ka. Malamang. Okay? It is detected later. In other words, may sakit ka na. I-distinguish lang, malalaman lang niya, may sakit ka, o may sakit ka. Pero hindi mo pa malalaman kung COVID-19 ang sakit mo that time. It only says, meron ka. Kaya nga, yung PUI is not an accurate count. Okay? Kasi, it could be na meron ka talagang pneumonia, it will give the same results. But it's not COVID-19. Or may tuberculosis ka, or may ibang viral infection ka, it will give the same result. Pero, again, it's not COVID-19. Not necessarily. Okay? Kaya mga narinig mo dyan, nag-negative, nag-positive, it's not accurate. Ay, mantakin mo nga, meron politiko kung alam eh. From the time this started, walang kontak kahit saan, nag-positive eh. Hello. May celebrity pang ganun eh. Wala ka namang pelikula, nasa bahay ka lang, nagka-COVID-19 ka. Wala kang pelikula. Hindi ka lumalabas. Anyway. Alright. Now, here's the thing. You do not make antibodies instantly pag meron kang sakit. It comes a few days later. In other words, again, it is only effective if you have the symptoms already. That's all it is. Now, pareho sila pagka sakasakaling yung PCR o itong 15-minute rapid test kits na defective pa from China, sabi ng DOH, tapos kinabukasan sabi ng DOH, okay naman. Wow. Okay? Kailangan mo ng chest x-rays. Talagang kukunin mo yun. Now, kung nagde-deteriorate yung chest mo, yung lungs mo, magkakaroon ng spotting. Yun na yun. Now, you may be negative on both tests, both PCR and the 15-minute rapid test. It's not perfect. Both have margins of errors. PCR only has a small margin of errors. All medical testing in the world has a margin of error. Tandaan niyo po yan. Importante po yan. Okay? Ang nangyayari kasi sa nakikita natin, positive, 100, parang yung testing kits is, yung testing is parang 100% accurate. Hindi po ganun yun. Lahat, walang 100% accurate to testing kits. Again, you could be suffering from something else, but give the same results from the 15-minute testing, and it may not be COVID-19. Okay, mantakin mo kahit nga pregnancy test na 99% accuracy, may 1% na sablay. Sipin nyo yun. Pregnancy test, 99% accuracy, may 1% na sablay. Are you telling me yung mga rapid test kits, 100% accurate? No. Malaki ang margin of error niyan. Malaki. Kaya mga VIP testing, unless you're talking about PCR, alayan. Now, there are also false negatives. Yung mga asymptomatics, patients who have the infections but test results are negative. This may happen, for example, at an early stage of the infection when the number of viruses of the virus in the body is too low for the test to detect. Infected ka pero nagsisimula pa lang. So, magpaparetest ka. Yung isang nga dyan, nakakatatlong test na, di ba? Pangatlong test, samantalang ang daming hindi makapagpa-test. Hello! Naman! Nakakatatlong test ka na. False negatives are higher when using the rapid test kits. Di ba? Believe in the saying that there's a saying among doctors, if the test is negative, it does not mean you don't have the disease. Ask your doctor. Untested kits should not be used without proper protocols and procedures followed by expert pathologists. Okay? Nasaan ba yung mga expert pathologists natin? Nakakalat ba yan ngayon? Gaano ba sila karami? Gaano ba karami mga laboratories? I read, maraming salamat sa mga ospital na nagbukas. I saw somewhere na merong 30 hospitals and institutions na nagbukas for testing. Inquirer ko yata nabasa. For COVID-19 testing, 30 establishments opened. So, thank you for that. Now, under strict protocols, ano ba mga protocols yan? Na itong pathologist should head a clinical laboratory to validate whether the test gives accurate results. So, again, yung mga stats na nakikita na sa DOH, unreliable, completely, all of it, including the deaths, including the persons under monitoring, wala yun. Wala yun. Best case scenario. Oh, by the way, bakit ganun kakunti ang ating mga Because wala pang test kits, di ba? Hindi malaman kung nasaan yung mga test kits, kung nilabas na ba or whatever. Some say DOH is holding it. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Now, how will we be tomorrow? Paano ba tayo bukas pagkatapos ng lockdown? Best case scenario, the virus mutates again. It teeters out like SARS, dies off, and we live happily ever after. Number 2, it happens to viruses, talagang nagkakaganon. Number 2, a vaccine is discovered soon, and we can treat it just part of our yearly flu shots before you get sick. Okay? To help fight yung disease. Now, yung COVID-19 may become part of our flu shots na lang. COVID-19 shots, parang gano'n. Or, number 3, an antiviral drug is discovered soon. This is after you get sick. Natutulungan yung katawan mo na panlaban. Actually, meron na eh. Sabihin ko sa inyo mamaya. Tutulungan yung katawan mo na panlaban sa COVID-19. Worst case scenario, this thing spreads and kills a couple of 100,000 people. Mass layoffs because business will have to recover. Just because we're all let out, people will not flock to the same stores and habits again. Marami dyan magpapadeliver na lang, hindi na sa supermarket. Diba? Kahit anong gawin mo naman sa supermarket, halos inexistent ang virtual, ang social distancing. Ganun kasi yun. Our lives will never be the same. Face masks will be a way of life for most of us. lalo na may mga hika at may hihina yung mga baga, parati na naka-face mask yan. How will we hold office meetings pag sakasakal pumasok na tayo sa trabaho? Gaano ba kalaki yung boardroom nyo? Office spacing will be altered now with government regulations. Yan ang mga plano eh. Sana maging plano, office spacing. The way we interact with people will also change. Handshakes will be rare. Mano po, na we're all accustomed to sa ating mga elders. Akbay sa kaibigan. Holding hands. Paano na? Our only hope is a vaccine to be developed or an effective antiviral drug. So far, vaccine, wala pa. Wala pang vaccine. The update is Germany and the US are trying their best to come up with a vaccine. So far, wala pa. China, sabi nila, meron na lang. I wouldn't trust anything that comes out of China. Yun lang yun. I wouldn't trust anything that comes out of China. With the technology today, if the US together with the Germany puts out something within the next 6 months, pag naglabas sila ng something within the next 6 months or 1 year, that would be a medical miracle. Okay? Bakit matagal, like probably 5 to 10 years. Bakit? Kasi halimbawa, meron ng vaccine or antiviral drug today, ngayong araw na to. It will be tested on animals first. Kung hindi sila mamatay, if they're getting well, that will take time. Hindi yan tipong, hindi namatay. Pinaksak mo ganun, hindi namatay. Okay na, gabi. Pwede na hindi rin. Itingnan kung yung health ng animal will be okay in the next few weeks. Or, months. Hindi lang weeks yan. Baka biglang after 2 weeks, mamatay. Or mag-recur yung virus. That will take a year at minimum. Na kung okay na siya, promising results on a lot of samples, katrayin sa tao, may mga test subjects na mga tao, and they will be observed again for a couple of years bago maglabas ng virus or ng antiviral drug or vaccine. Hindi basta-basta ginagamit yan, nakakamatay yan pag if wrongly released or made, nakakamatay yan. Now, I'm sure you've heard of this. Hydrochloroquine and azithromycin. Okay, this is a drug that is used to help fight malaria. This is not a vaccine. This is an antiviral drug. Okay, pero ito kasi has nothing to do with cures. Okay, viruses are never cured. Remember that. Can never die. Virus just become dormant. Like the common cold. Remember, we all have the common cold. It just becomes dormant and it comes up seasonally. Now, hydrochloroquine and azithromycin are not cures, pero very promising ang kanyang results. Yet still anecdotal. Pag sinabing anecdotal, konti, yung success niya very small to even call it a success. Okay? Now, how does it work? Simplified. Hindi naman to science podcast. It helps super boost your immune system to help fight the virus. Cope and fight. Help your body cope and fight. And that's all. That's all it does. Ang kailangan talaga ay vaccine, to which wala pa talaga. Right? A friend of mine who worked with the pharma for 33 years, nagkaroon kami ng kwentuhan. He worked with Wyeth Philippines, Ayers, A.H. Robbins, Pfizer. He works for the pharmaceutical companies for 33 years. Here's what he said. It takes around 10 years to formulate and eventually market new medicines. 10 years. Dengvaxia and ganun ang Dengvaxia and Viagra. Ang Viagra may mga issues pa. Ang Dengvaxia may mga issues pa. And now Pfizer is being sued for billions because of its imperfection. We just have to live with it for now. In conclusion, with lack of any other option, we just follow what the government prescribes because they know better so that we will not infect other people or spread the disease. Ganun talaga. Wait for concrete plans from the government. Kung meron man, hindi yung mga stopgap measures. I was talking to Oli, alam ko na may mention si Oli earlier about this. Yung mga ang gobyerno natin, kahit anong administrasyon, are fond of stopgap measures, band-aid solutions, walang long-term. Walang long-term solutions. I'll give you an example. Yung lubak nga natin dito, hindi pa maayos, pero ang mga basketball court, marami. Di ba semento rin yan? Semento na ginagamit din, di ba? Bakit? Kasi bongga ang basketball court. Di ba? Pwede mo pang ilagay yung pangalan mo ron. Alright. Di ba? Ganun. Ang hilig sa mga short term. Now, here's another concrete answer. Concrete example. Long-term solution. Yung VAT law na yan. You remember? Ang isa sa mga authors niyan is Ralph Recto. Everybody hated him for it, for promoting the VAT law together with GMA. But look at VAT today. It's the one that saved the economy. It's the one that's still saving us today. Long term. Wala tayo noon, and it's usually unpopular. Isa pa? Car reduction scheme. Teka. Di ba? Long term yan eh. Alright. Okay. Help in whatever we can. Number 2, sa conclusion. Help in whatever way we can. Help each other, especially our, what we call the frontliners. I'm a member of this Facebook group called Cook Out for COVID Frontliners. Okay? Tignan niyo yung aming mga adhikain doon. And I'm also a member of Community Quarantine na who give information about quarantines. And ang adhikain nito is to help out people sa ating mga frontliners para, especially in Cook Out for COVID Frontliners, it's a volunteer group na tipong ang binibigay sa ating mga frontliners are whatever help we can give, like food, drinks, kung meron kaming makalat na PPE somewhere, wherever, dinodonate na yan. Okay? Walang star do sa grupo namin. It's just everybody helping out. And I suggest you look into it. Donate to all other reputable institutions, CBCP. Oh, by the way, mga Facebook na sinabi ko sa inyo, join and help out. Kasi parang ang ginagawa namin ngayon, per area, sana may cell ng Cook Out for COVID Frontliners. Kunyari, Taytay. May grupo doon na taga Taytay, helping yung community ng Taytay, helping out yung frontliners sila. Parang ganun. Kunyari lang, hindi ko alam kung meron na sila, pero ganun ang trust kasi we create small cells in several communities na may mga frontliners na pwedeng tulungan and yun na, whatever we can support with. Now, Donate to all other reputable institutions like CBCP, ABS-CBN, GMA, Caritas, etc., etc. Marami yan. Tignan nyo na lang online. What our frontliners need more are PPEs. PPEs ang kailangan lang ngayon. Secretary Duque, nasa na ba? Saan na ba yung ating mga PPE? Sabi nila, ready na raw. VP Lenny, thank you very much for the PPEs na dinidistribute nyo. That will help out. Again, sa mid, okay? Sa mid. Nayoyosi kasi ko eh. Nayoyosi ako. Anyway, schools of thought. Our precious and few medical personnel, they are not frontliners. They are the last line of defense. Bakit kamo? Kasi, pag dumating ka na sa ospital, at sana naman hindi, dadalawa lang naman ang kalalabasan mo niyan eh. Uuwi kang nakangiti, or hindi ka na uuwi forever. Yun. Ang totoong frontliners are you and me, following lockdown, social distancing, washing of our hands, quarantine, etc., etc., supporting our government, supporting our charities, supporting our cause-oriented groups, any way we can. Okay? Tayo ang mga frontliners. And of course, you and me, we protect each other dito sa bahay. Diba? Ganun yun eh. You protect your mom, your dad, your brother, your pamangkin, your child. Tayo ang mga frontliners. Stay healthy, everyone. Okay? Please stay at home. Stay healthy. Unless it's absolutely necessary to go out, that's the only time you go out. Justify it to yourselves, and the people who you might infect when you go out. Kung talagang ganun ka-importante, go out. If not, please stay at home. Here's what I do. What I did the last few days. It was recommended to me by an American friend, actually. And I suggest you do it too. Reach out to 5 people online via phone or via phone call, via text to people who you have not talked to in a while. Kamustahin mo sila. Start the conversation again. It doesn't matter kung kagalit mo or magkaibigan mo pa rin kayo, yun nga lang, di mo na nakakausap, say hi. I'm sure lahat naman tayo may pinagdadaanan. Diba? And to that friend of yours, yung mga 5 kaibigan mo, tell them to pay it forward. Okay? Para nagkakamustahan tayong lahat. And if in case yung friend mo needs something and you can give it, share it. Diba? We have to learn to take care of how to take care of each other. We have to rely on each other. Again, before we end this up, to the doctors, nurses, public servants who are exposed out there, do take care. Our hearts and our minds are with you. And if ever we can help, in whatever way, let us know. If, in case, staying at home helps already, we are at home. For you. Okay? Thank you very much. Medyo mahaba yung ating podcast ngayon at medyo emotional. My name is Patrick. This is Pat Talks, Lone Wolf edition of Anything Under 3 Stars in the Sun, brought to you by Pinoy Matters TV. Nakalimutan ko na. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I will always respond to you.
It was easy to catch me with your big brown eyes